talking about the 7 essential qualities of successful people. Let me remind you the big idea behind this series of teachings that we've been holding. This is the 3rd session, okay? And the big idea is from the words of Jim Rohn. He said that success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. Success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. And that's the reason why we are looking at the 7 essential qualities of successful people. And what we are trying to say is this: it is who you are that matters. Whatever is not a reality in you will not last in your life. That's why it's important that you become the person before you begin to talk about success as things you pursue, things you achieve. So this is the 3rd session. All right. In the 1st session, we said that successful people have personal creeds. I remember I told you that countries have constitutions, companies have policies, successful people have creeds. When we say creeds, we're talking about a body of principles that they live by, okay? In the 2nd session, we said that successful people are masters of intangibles, okay? Successful people are masters of intangibles. They know that everything we see is a product of things that we cannot see, all right? So successful people are masters of thoughts and feelings. If you are going to be successful, you must learn to discern your thoughts and the thoughts of other people. You must learn to control your feelings. You must learn to perceive the feelings of other people. That's what we talked about last week, Wednesday. And let me remind you, all the sessions we've had is available on my IGTV, and they're also available on my YouTube channel. As a matter of fact, the version on my YouTube channel is with slides, so it's more enjoyable. All right, so please go ahead and subscribe to my channel on YouTube, okay, and share, okay, with your friends and loved ones, and send me a comment. Let me know, all right, that this is blessing you, that this is adding value to you. All right, tonight we want to look at the 3rd essential quality of successful people. Now, this is very important. Successful people are selfless. I'll say it again. Successful people are selfless. Okay, when I say successful people are selfless, this is what I mean. They see beyond their interests to the interests of others. Okay, this is important. Successful people are selfless. They see beyond their own interests to the interests of others. This is important. Remember, we said in the 1st session, successful people have personal creeds. Now, one personal creed of successful people is this statement: I am here for the benefits of others. That's one statement at the back of the mind of a successful person. All right. And I know most of us are people of faith. This principle is directly from the words of Jesus. We call it the golden rule. Allow me to read it to you tonight from the Message Bible. It's in Matthew chapter 7 and verse 12. It says, here is a simple rule of thumb guide for behavior. Ask yourself what you want people to do for you. Then grab the initiative and do it for them. This is important. Let me read it again. Here is a simple rule of thumb guide for behavior. Ask yourself what you want people to do for you. Then grab the initiative and do it for them. And then it goes on to say, add up God's law and prophets, and this is what you get. In other words, this is the summary of the whole of the Old Testament. And then this is Jesus, who has brought us into the New Testament, saying the same thing. We call it the golden rule. In other words, do to other people what you want them to do to you, okay? Serve other people the way you want them to serve you. But I like the words of Jesus in the Message Bible. It says, you grab the initiative and go first. That is what successful people do. They are selfless. They serve the interest of others over and above their own interest. So many years ago, I was reading, one of John Maxwell's books, and then he has given this definition in several books. John Maxwell defines success as follows. He says that success is discovering your purpose in life, growing to your maximum potential, and sowing seeds that benefit others. This is important. Okay, let me read it again. Success, according to John Maxwell, is discovering your purpose in life, growing to your maximum potential, and sowing seeds that benefit others. In other words, success begins with the discovery of purpose. Success is only achievable when you continue to grow to your maximum potential. But the third one is what we are looking at tonight. Success is sowing seeds that benefit others. That's why I say that successful people are selfless. They see beyond their needs and they see the needs and the interests of other people. And so they place the needs of others above their own, knowing fully well that when they do that, it is the key, for them to achieve whatever it is that they want to achieve. Before we proceed, I want to share a story with you. Years ago, I was reading the book Finishing Strong by Steve Farrar. And then he related this story in the course of the book. It's the story of Alexander Fleming, and Sir Randolph Churchill. The story is that a member of parliament in the UK was going to make a speech somewhere. This was in the rural area. So he was traveling with his horse and carriage, I think 2 horses and a carriage or something. And while he was on that journey, the carriage got stuck in mud. So he was stranded. He didn't know what to do. And then comes this young farm boy, with some donkeys, I think, if I remember vividly now. And he came and he looked at the member of parliament and said, "Let me help you." And so the boy with his farm animals were able to pull the carriage out of the mud. And of course, this member of parliament, Sir Randolph Churchill, was very, very grateful. So he said to the young man, "What can I do to help you?" All right. The young man said, "No, I don't need any help. Thank you very much." And then he said, "I insist. I must be able to do something to help you." And then the young man said, "Well, I want to study medicine to become a doctor, but my parents are too poor to sponsor me to school." So Sir Randolph Churchill said, "Okay, no problem. I will sponsor you." And from that moment, he took responsibility for this young boy, and he fulfilled his promise and sent him to school. And the boy, of course, became a medical doctor. So many years later, Adolf Hitler wanted to conquer the world. United Kingdom was in the forefront, of that word, defending, world freedom. Dr. Banji, thank you very much. And the only person, the world leader that could really stand against Adolf Hitler was Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. And he was ill at that time, terminally ill. And so if he dies, it affects the whole world. And then good news came that one medical doctor had found, a special wonder drug called penicillin. To cut the long story short, that medical doctor happens to be Alexander Fleming, that little farm boy that Randolph Churchill helped. The beautiful thing is Randolph Churchill was the father of Winston Churchill. So the question, as I read that story, I started to think about it. The reason why Alexander Fleming was able to become a doctor was because on that fateful day, he placed the interest of this member of parliament, Sir Randolph Churchill, ahead of his own interests. The reason why, the British government was able to stand up against Hitler was because their prime minister was helped by a wonder drug discovered by this guy that was helped by the father of Winston Churchill, was because as at that day, this member of parliament placed the interest of this little boy ahead of his own interest. Another person would have been, "Oh, thank you, throw him a little sum of money and go on his journey." But he saw to it that, look, I'm not just going to say thank you. I'm going to place his interest ahead of mine. This young boy said, "No, you know what? I'm not just going to walk away and say, okay, look at those rich people. God catch you." That's what some other person would say. Good for you. You are in trouble now. You've not been helping and all of that. No, he placed the interest of the member of parliament ahead of his own. See, this is what successful people, have come to understand. They have come to understand that selflessness does not mean that you love yourself less. No, selflessness does not mean that you love yourself less, but that you love others as much as you love yourself. This is important. Selflessness is not loving yourself less. Selflessness is loving others as much as you love yourself. This is what it means. The more you love yourself, the more beneficial you become to others. Because the words of Jesus is, "Do unto others what you want them to do to you." If you don't think big of yourself, if you don't love and care for you, you won't be able to do it for somebody else. But selflessness now is saying, love you, care for you, know what you want, but place the interest of others ahead of your own. This is important, I'm going somewhere with this tonight. Selflessness is placing the need of others ahead of yours. Now, let me say it to you in another way. Selflessness is getting what you want by giving others what they want. This is crucial. Selflessness is getting what you want by giving others what they want. In the words of ZIGLAR, you will get all you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. This is important. You will get all you want in life, says ZIGLAR, if you help enough other people get what they want. So, selflessness is not loving yourself less. I need to help somebody to get that. Selflessness is loving others as much as you love yourself and placing what? Their interest ahead of yours. Okay? Because you will get all that you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want in life. So I study successful people, I study successful organizations, and one thing I have found they all have in common is that they are other people minded, they are outward focused. Everything they do is first for the benefit of other people, knowing fully well that in the blessing of others is your blessing. In the success of others is your success. I remember the story of a pastor. He was helping this, children from very dysfunctional homes and all that. He was helping to raise them. Okay, they had a program in their church for these children. And one day he was in a session with some of these, young children. And he asked each one of them to begin to describe what they want to be when they grow up. What's your dream? Okay. And then one after the other, the kids will stand up. And of course, typically of children, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a business person. And they were saying different things. Somewhere along the line, okay, one child looked at this man and said, "Sir, what is your own dream?" And he responded, "My dream is seeing to it that all your dreams come to pass." That is the mindset of a successful person. As long as others are successful, I am successful. As long as others are growing, I am growing. As long as others are benefiting, I am benefiting. Okay, so I looked at the mission statement, vision statement of several organizations, and I found out, like I said, every successful organization is outward focused. Okay, every successful person, okay, at the core of their person, they are outward focused. Listen, it doesn't mean you don't have interest. It doesn't mean you don't love yourself, but that you place the interest of others ahead of your own. Let me give you a few examples as we continue tonight. Okay, the mission statement of Google is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Some of us who graduated from the university maybe about 10 plus years ago will remember how difficult it was to research. Because in our days, when I did my first project, there were search engines, but not like Google. Okay. And it was more difficult to do research. But now you can research. There's nothing you want to learn that you don't get absolutely free information about on the internet, especially through Google. They say their mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Okay. Another successful organization is Microsoft. Okay. Their vision statement is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. Okay. I don't have the stats, but I am bold to assume that not less than about maybe 60%, okay, of people on earth, okay, use one thing or the other manufactured by Microsoft. I think more than 70%. Okay, if it's either personal computer, okay, software or something. See, but when they started out, this has been reviewed over the years, but they said, look, we want to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. Listen to what they said. They said, we strive to create local opportunity, growth, and impact in every country around the world. Let's move away a little bit from tech and let's go to pharmacy. Pfizer says that breakthroughs that change patients' life. All right. They go further to say our purpose is grounded in our commitment to fund programs that provide public benefit, advance medical care, and improve patient outcomes. Our belief is that all people deserve to live healthy lives. This drives our desire to provide access to medicines that are safe, effective, and affordable. That's from Pfizer. Okay. What am I saying? Every successful organization is other people minded, is outward focused. If you want to really be successful, you've got to be other people minded. You've got to be outward focused, or like we've said tonight, you've got to be selfless. Let me look at another organization where this is very popular among the very young ones now. TikTok says that their purpose or their mission statement is to inspire creativity and bring joy. Okay? To inspire creativity and bring joy. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I just get bored and I just want to amuse myself, okay, I go to TikTok. All right. They are truly fulfilling their mission statement. Okay. Facebook reviewed their mission statement very recently. Now, this is what it is. Okay. They said their mission statement is to give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. Now, all these organizations I'm talking about, especially the tech organizations, okay, when you access their products, your mind does not go to the fact that they are making profit or they are making any benefit. All you see is what is in it for you, what you are enjoying. Many of us use TikTok, you use Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, okay, Google. These are places you go to benefit yourself. They've so structured it that it is outward focused. It is for the benefit of other people. If you are going to be successful, you are going to have to look at your life and restructure and also become a selfless person, okay? Love others as much as you love yourself and place the interest of other people above your own. Coca-Cola says that their mission is to refresh the world in mind, body, and spirit, to inspire moments of optimism and happiness through our brands and actions, to create value for making a difference. On October 1st, 1908, Ford's Model T was released, okay? Henry Ford shared his vision, and this is what he said. I will build a motor car for the multitude. It will be large enough for the family, but small enough for the individual to run and care for. It will be constructed of the best materials, by the best men to be hired, after the simplest designs that modern engineering can devise. But it will be so low in price that no man making a good salary will be unable to own one and enjoy with his family the blessings of hours of pleasure in God's open spaces. I mean, this guy had a vision to produce the best car that will be the most affordable. Okay, I was doing a little bit of research on the Model T. The year it was released, it sold for about $800+, and roughly about between 5 and 6 years later, the price went down to as low as below $300. Because that was the vision. Simplest of designs, the best, okay, engineering by the best, okay, of people available, but yet most affordable to the common man, okay? If you are going to succeed, you have to be selfless. In that vision statement, he said nothing about personal benefit, nothing about how much profit he was going to make, nothing about how he was going to become famous. See, but those things are what? They are the after effect of selflessness. You are going to be famous. You are going to be successful. You are going to get everything you want out of life if you help enough other people get what they want out of life. Now, let me say a few things about selflessness. Selflessness is a product of soul prosperity. Now, if you remember last week, I spoke about soul prosperity. Okay, if you are going to become a master of intangibles, you are going to have soul prosperity. And I'm talking about it again today, but I'm going to say a few things I didn't say last week. When I say soul prosperity, this is what I mean. Okay, for the purpose of our discussion, there are three major components. The first one is a healthy self-esteem. When I say self-esteem, I'm talking about the way you feel about yourself. When you have soul prosperity, you feel good about yourself. And tonight, I'm going to give you 3 suggestions on how to grow your soul prosperity, okay? 3 suggestions on how to become selfless, essentially. Selflessness flows out of soul prosperity. And I said 3 components of soul prosperity. The first one is a healthy self-esteem. The second one is self-respect, okay? You treat yourself special. So you feel good about yourself, that's self-esteem. You treat yourself special, okay? And then the third one is self-worth. You place value on yourself. When a person has soul prosperity, okay, these 3 manifest in the person's life. They feel good about themselves. Nobody's there, nobody's saying nothing, okay? You feel good about yourself. You know that you are important. You know that you are a meaningful person. You know that your contribution is valuable, okay? You feel good about yourself. You see, when you feel good about yourself, it will be easy for you to make other people feel good about themselves. The second one is self-respect. You treat yourself with respect. You place value on yourself. You see, the way you treat yourself is the way you are going to treat other people. Okay? The way you treat yourself is likely going to be the way you are going to treat other people. All right? So soul prosperity means you have self-respect. Okay? You don't treat yourself anyhow, so you're not going to treat other people anyhow. And then the third one is self-worth. You place value on yourself. You know, when I read the words of Jesus that says that what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? It dawned on me that the soul of one person is worth more than the wealth of the whole world put together. That's how important you are. That's how valuable you are. You've got to see it. You've got to feel it. And you've got to treat yourself as such. That's soul prosperity. Before you can treat other people that way. Okay, see, because whatever you don't think you deserve, you will not conclude that any other person deserves. All right, so I have 3 suggestions for you tonight. You want to become selfless. This is the first one. Fix you and invest in you. Now, there are some people, by reason of how they were raised, by reason of things that happened in their life when they were growing, okay, they suffered abuse or some negative experiences that affected the way they feel about themselves. Okay, there are so many people now that are struggling with insecurity, low self-esteem. Okay, those are the people I'm talking about first. See, you've got to fix you. Pause and go and heal, get healing. Okay, first tell yourself the truth. I am insecure, or tell yourself the truth. This happened, that happened. I was mistreated, or I was abused, or because of the circumstance of my upbringing, I feel, unworthy, or I feel, behind. When you have those kind of inadequate feelings, you need to pause and receive healing. Okay, if you're a person of faith, pray about it. Okay, read books that help you understand who you really are. One of the things I love about reading the Bible is you find out the truth about yourself, how much God loves you and how valuable you are to God and to his plan for the universe. Okay, when you meditate on scriptures. So you need to fix you. It's important. Okay, and then if you're not that kind of person that is struggling with any insecurity or any sense of inadequacy, then you want to invest in you. So my first suggestion is fix you and invest in you. Okay, invest in yourself. All right, this is important. Invest in yourself. Build yourself. When I want to define leadership, one of my definitions of leadership is this: leadership is developing yourself for the benefit of others. You see, because whatever you cannot do for yourself, you can't do for another person. You cannot help people beyond the way you have helped yourself. You cannot explain anything that you don't understand. So first, you have to fix you, and then you have to invest in you. Somebody said that the best thing you can do for a poor man is make sure you are not poor. Okay? The first thing you can do for a poor man is make sure you are not poor. The best you can do for an ignorant person is make sure you are not ignorant. This is the reason why I'm saying this. The lens principle was discussed by John Maxwell in the book Winning with People. Okay, and this is what the lens principle says: who we are determines how we see. Who we are determines how we see. And there's a principle that says that you cannot give what you don't have. So you cannot be selfless until you are self-aware. This is important. You cannot become selfless until you are self-aware. You cannot love others if you don't love yourself. That's why I'm suggesting to you to fix you, okay? To invest in you. Maybe I should share a bit, about myself. You see, growing up, I was very shy. I struggled a lot with insecurity, all right, especially in my teenage years. But I remember a season in my life where I had this desire in me to help other people. I had desire in me to add value to other people, but I struggled with insecurity. So there was a season in my life where I was conscious, what I'm sharing with you, I had to practice it myself. And I was able to say to myself, you know what? I need a fix. I need to be healed. I need to be delivered. So I read the Bible, I prayed, and then I read books that helped me to understand myself, helped me to understand my value. Okay, maybe I should, if I can remember some of those titles. There was this very good one, The Enemy Called Average. I can't remember the name of the author now. Anybody live, if you remember the name of the author, please, you can help me put it in the comments so that it will benefit somebody. Okay, The Enemy Called Average. That book really, really helped me. Then there's this other one by Dr. Keith Johnson, The Confidence Makeover. As a matter of fact, I got the confidence makeover years later after I started, getting better and all of that. Okay, but I read the book. It also helped. But The Enemy Called Average really, really helped me. John Maxwell's Becoming a Person of Influence was another book that really helped me. Okay, so you are going to have to read books. You are going to, if you can, reach out to somebody for counseling, please, a professional counselor. All right, let them counsel you. If you have a pastor, yes, John Mason. Thank you, Mayo Ababatunde. John Mason is the author of the book The Enemy Called Average. Okay, if you struggle with insecurity, okay, with low self-esteem, you read that book, especially Dr. Keith Johnson, Keith, okay, Johnson, Dr. Keith Johnson. By the way, Dr. Keith Johnson is also on Instagram, so you can follow him, okay, on Instagram, Keith Johnson. Very, very powerful book, The Confidence Makeover. I have a copy that I have not let go for now over 10 years. Okay, I don't give it out. I read this book from time to time because I'll tell you the truth. If you have ever struggled with insecurity, from time to time, it will still try to attack you. So you have to keep your resources close. All right. But what delivered me the most from insecurity was forgetting about myself and helping other people. This is important. If you want to break the hold of insecurity, if you want to fix yourself and receive emotional healing, then get over yourself and focus on other people's issues. Remember the words of ZIGLAR. You can get anything you want in life if you help enough other people achieve what they want. See, that's how I became a leader. That's how I became a minister. I just ignored my problems, and I do the same thing till today. Okay, I ignore my problems and I help other people. See, when I do that, I receive healing. That's the truth. And that's how I became this person that is now confident, that is now growing and helping other people and achieving, okay, leading people, because I have learned that whatever I do for other people, okay, is coming back to me in multiple folds. Allow me to read to you the words of Jesus tonight in the book of John. This is crucial. This is important. I'm going to read it to you from the Passion Translation of the Bible. John chapter 13. I will read verse 3 to 5, then I will read verse 12 to 15. It says, now Jesus was fully aware. Now this is important. Now Jesus was fully aware that the Father had placed all things under his control, for he had come from God and was about to go back to be with him. So he got up from the meal and took off his outer robe and took a towel and wrapped it around his waist. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' dirty feet and dried them with his towel. Now this is important. It says Jesus was fully aware. Listen, when you want to serve other people, to become selfless, you have to be self-aware. So he was fully aware that the Father had placed all things under his control, for he had come from God and he was about to go back to be with him. See, the more you know about yourself, how important you are, how powerful you are, the more you will be able to forget about yourself and help other people. So verse 4 says, so he got up from the meal and took off his outer robe and took a towel and wrapped it around his waist. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' dirty feet and dried them with his towel. Now, the verse 12 of John 13 is very important. Verse 12 now says, after washing their feet, he put his robe on and returned to his place at the table. Do you understand what I just did? Jesus said, you have called me your teacher and Lord. Now, this is important. Listen to this. You have called me your teacher and Lord, and you are right. That is who I am. So, if I'm your teacher and Lord, and I've washed your dirty feet, then you should follow the example that I've set for you and wash one another's dirty feet. Now do for each other what I have just done for you. This is important. Jesus was able to do that menial task because he was self-aware. He said to them, you call me master and Lord, teacher and Lord. He said, and that's correct. That is who I am. See, what makes you able to forget about yourself and focus on the needs of other people is because you are certain of who you are. That's why I said, fix you, heal you, discover you. The more you are self-aware, the more you are positioned to be selfless. It's important. You cannot give what you don't have. Okay? The more you know yourself, the more you grow yourself, the more you can give yourself away. You can't give what you don't have. You can't explain what you don't understand. You can't give money you have not earned or you have not received. So it's important that you take care of yourself, then go beyond yourself and focus on other people. What are we talking about tonight? We're talking about the 7 essential qualities of successful people. And this is number 3. Successful people are selfless. They see beyond their needs to the needs of other people. Okay, in rounding up, I'm giving you 3 suggestions that would help you become selfless. So number 1 is fix you and invest in you. Number 2, embrace the truth that whatever you do for others, you are actually doing for yourself. Listen, this is one of the most powerful principles you will ever master, if you can master it. Embrace the truth that whatever you do for others, you are actually doing for yourself. Okay, tonight is for people of faith. All right, I'm going to read another verse of scripture right now. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7 from the Passion Translation says, "Make no mistake about it. God will never be mocked. For what you plant will always be the very thing you harvest." This is important. The golden rule again here. Okay, whatever it is you want, do it for other people. It is coming back. In Luke chapter 6 and verse 38, also from the Passion Translation of the Bible, it says, "Give generously, and generous gifts will be given back to you, shaken down to make room for more. Abundant gifts will pour out upon you with such an overflowing measure that it will run over the top." Listen to this. Your measurement of generosity becomes the measurement of your return. Okay? So I say this to myself all the time. I'm not working for anybody. I'm working for myself. Okay? I'm not giving to anybody. I'm essentially giving to myself. I'm not serving anybody. I am serving myself. Like Mike Murdoch said, what my money that leaves my hand does not leave my hand. It only goes into my future where it multiplies. So because I know that whatever I do for other people, I am doing for myself, it affects the quality of what I do for other people. This is important. Whatever you do is coming back. Whatever you give is coming back. So be mindful of how you serve. Be mindful of how you give, how you treat other people. Because people are mirrors. Whatever you send out, they are going to reflect back to you. The only thing, it comes back in multiple folds. Okay, 2 things I've shared with you now. My suggestions on how to become selfless. Number 1, fix you and invest in you. Number 2, embrace the truth that whatever you do for other people, you are actually doing for yourself. So the next time you go to work and you are serving your boss, remember, you really are not serving your boss, you are serving yourself. The next time you serve anybody, if you're in the hospitality industry, okay, whatever it is you do for other people, remember, you are doing it for yourself. And the final principle I want to share with us tonight is practice selflessness. 3 ways to become selfless. The third one is the easiest. Practice selflessness. Listen to this. The fulfillment that follows selflessness will motivate you to do more. It's amazing. And then the more you practice it, the better you become at it. Now, this is what I'm saying. When you serve other people, when you forget about yourself and seek the benefit of other people, you see, there is an immediate feedback. There is a fulfillment that comes at the moment where you are doing something for the benefit of other people. That fulfillment is what motivates you to continue to do more. And then secondly, the more you do it, the better you become at it. So if you want to become a selfless person, just start becoming selfless. In other words, just do it. It may not feel right. It may feel a little bit awkward. You may still feel like you are losing. But remember, whatever I do for other people, I am doing for myself. So you go out of your way and do it for other people. Go out of your way and do it for other people. Okay? It's the golden rule. Whatever you want, focus on other people and do it for them. Successful people are selfless.